What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Man-Bat. And so here we have the DC Multiverse Man-Bat posing out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his one and only accessory, which is a McFarlane display base, which might be helpful with this figure, and I'll go on that in a little bit. Other than that, he doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, let's move on to his details. So here we have a closer look at Man-Bat, and I do apologize if my lighting is a little bit different. I'm trying something new on this review, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But anyway, we're having a look at Man-Bat here, and this is a very nicely sculpted figure by McFarlane. Absolutely stunning. I love the detailing here in the face. It's so vicious looking. I absolutely love the way it looks. You can see his red eyes look really nice in there, and then we do have some almost like a glossy purple inside his ear that looks really nice, and then going all the way around we have this really nice sculpt work on his mane right here, so that's really cool. I do like it. It's a very nice look for the figure, and they did a very good job capturing what I think is probably the best Man-Bat that we've gotten in a very long time. Absolutely love the way his teeth look right here. It's just very nicely sculpted, very vicious looking, and this is pretty much what I expect when I think of Man-Bat, this vicious looking monster of a man that turned into a bat. So yeah, very nice detailing here on Man-Bat. Now we're just going to zoom the camera out a little bit just so we can go on to the rest of his detail. You can see that his mane does go from his head all the way down to his chest, which it does fit the figure really nicely. I love the fact that this is actually just a cap with a really long ball peg going from his head to his body. It just looks very nice. I do like the way it came out right here. You can see just how much detailing is in that. Very good detail by McFarlane. Absolutely love it. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have very big wings. Now, okay, he does have very massive wings, but unlike a lot of Man-Bat figures, these ones are actually folded up. And you know what? With as big as he is, I'm kind of glad that they are folded up, because if they were extended, this figure would have an insane wingspan, and that would be crazy trying to find a place for him, because he's already going to be taking up a lot of real estate, and you guys can already see he's pretty big. Just absolutely massive wings right here. He is very impressive. And then we do have some hair sculpt right here on his forearms going down to his fists right there. Surprisingly, he has fist sculpts instead of like clawing hands, which I think that's a little bit odd, but it still looks good for the figure. You can see he does have a really nice torso right here, so they did do a good job sculpting his torso. Then we do have his jeans, which somehow stay intact. I never understood how jeans stay intact when characters become all monsters, but apparently jeans are the way to go if you're going to turn into a monster. I do like the sculpt work on it. It looks like real nice denim. So yeah, they did a good job sculpting this figure. Now, unfortunately, this figure does suffer from some QC issues, and this is something I've seen with a lot of Man-Bat reviews. He has trouble standing. Now, as you guys can see, his torso is very massive. We have his wings, we have his big torso, and then we do have his legs, which they are big enough to support his weight. Now, the only thing is the joints are not strong enough to support his weight. Now, you can see he does have a tendency to want to lean forward. There he goes, yeah. He's very forward heavy. Even with these wings, he likes to topple over to the front, and you can get into balance, but it does take a little bit of effort to do that, and that is a little bit unfortunate. I would like to see these joints stronger, maybe even ratcheted, because as it stands, his ankle joints don't feel ratcheted, which I think that was a huge misstep by McFarlane. But overall, Man-Bat here is still an impressive and imposing looking figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Man-Bat compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Man-Bat posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Man-Bat posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure in a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And for a final comparison, here we do have Man-Bat posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Man-Bat's articulation. Now Man-Bat does have a double ball joint here in the head, which as you can see, he can look up very nicely. He can also look down very well, can turn his head side to side, and he does rotate at a very sharp angle because of how it's situated from his head to his torso. As I said, this is a floating piece which does cover up that really long ball joint, so I do like this piece. It does its job covering up the articulation, and it does move very nicely with the figure. He does have a ball joint here in the arm which does go around quite a bit, but it is quite heavy, so it doesn't really support its own weight too well. Does go all the way around, no problem. A little bit hindered by the fur right here, but it is a soft material. Does go out to the side to about right there. Now his arm does bend to about right there. Unfortunately, it's not all the way to 90. It's a little shy, and then we do have rotation here at that elbow, but it does break up his wing sculpt a little bit, so do keep that in mind. Because of the way his arm is sculpted, we don't have any articulation in his wrist, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we do have a ball joint here in the torso which does lean back, crunches forward really nicely. I do like that. It's better than a lot of McFarlane figures. He does lean to the side very nicely, as you guys can see. Hula hoops really good. Legs do kick forward to about right there. They kick back out to the side, no problem. We do have a little bit of a thigh rotation. We do have double bend in the knee, but his knees are already pre-bent, so this hinge really doesn't do much. It does let him move his foot that far back, but I would have liked it if his feet could actually straighten out. Now he does have a swivel here at the ankle. We have a hinge which does go forward and back really nicely, forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and then of course we do have a toe hinge. So overall, Man-Bat has some pretty good articulation, and I do like the way it looks. So with that out of the way, let's try to get this guy posed for my final thoughts. Hopefully he doesn't topple over, and then we'll move on to the rest of the review. And so here we have the McFarlane DC Multiverse Man-Bat pose for my final thoughts, and overall this is a superbly detailed figure. I absolutely love the detailing on him. This is one of McFarlane's better figures, and I do feel like McFarlane does take better care in the mega figures more than he does the standard line, which is understandable because you're paying more for these figures. They are a huge chunk of plastic, and I absolutely love that. I know there's a lot of people that'll be disappointed by Man-Bat's lack of extended wings, but he already has a very massive arm span of about, I want to say 10 inches, so if you added his wings, he would more than likely have a wingspan of about 20 inches, which that's a lot of real estate space for this figure. Now, I do have issues with the quality control, and like I said, it's a universal issue with Man-Bat. His ankles, his hips, they are relatively loose compared to the rest of the figure, and that makes posing him really hard. He has yet to topple over the way I have him posed right now, which is surprising, but I have had him in neutral positions where he just topples over so frequently it's not funny. It's still a really imposing figure, and I like it. This is one figure that I would really recommend that you guys pose the way you want, see if he sits, and never touch him again, because if he topples over, he is taking a shelf dive, and he's taking every figure under the sun with him. So be careful the way you pose this Man-Bat. He is a very glorious figure, but I can understand if the quality control issues keep people from buying this figure. It almost put me off, but I still like the way he came out. This is probably going to replace my DC Universe Classics Man-Bat in my display. Overall, really happy with this figure, and I am looking forward to McFarlane making more mega figures of bigger characters. Hopefully we see Bane, hopefully we see Doomsday. Those are just some figures that I really want to see. So if you are looking for a Man-Bat, guys, I did pick mine up from Amazon, where he did run me about $40. So shipped, he was about $43 after taxes. So overall, I'm happy with that. He's going for the standard mega figure price, so it's not that bad. If you can get hold of Man-Bat and you're a fan of his design, I really do recommend you add him to your collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.